The Root mentioned how the media has portrayed Michael Brown lately, and they have taken offense to it because while some media outlets have used the image of him in his high school graduation attire and his cap and gown, others have decided to use an image of him where he looks like a gangster. And so they post this picture, and I think that it's an example of, basically some media outlets pushing their agenda, right? He's making a gang sign. He looks a little more intimidating. And
by the way, he's wearing a basketball jersey that anybody could be wearing in any basketball court in America.
Yeah.
Black, white, Latino. It's the least threatening thing I've ever seen anybody wear, right?
Yeah.
And he made this sign. I don't know what this sign is. When I was a kid, I had a Run DMC shirt on. And I made this sign. I don't know what this is, and it has nothing to do with Run DMC. Okay?
You're obviously a gangster.
Right. Was I a gangster? Okay. Well, it depends. If the cops had shot me, they might have used that picture later to say, you see how dangerous he was? Mm-hmm. Right? With Trayvon, they stretched and they stretched, and they found the grill picture or whatever. And
yeah.
I don't even know how to. Okay. In this case, this isn't even very convincing at all.
Right.
This is basically, look, it's a black guy holding up fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whoa, you got him. Yeah, he really looks like a gangster there.
Yeah. Look, I will say this. When it came to the Trayvon Martin story, I think both sides were wrong. You had one side that used an older picture of him where he looked extremely young, and then you had another side that used a picture of him where he looked intimidating, right? Mm-hmm. And I think both sides went out of their way to find images that met their agenda. Now, in this particular case, The Root mentions, hey, why is it that they immediately go to this image of him with his fingers up like that, implying that he's doing a gang sign or whatever? Let me read you a piece from Raw Story. While initial photos showed Michael Brown in a cap and gown at his high school graduation, media organizations and conservative bloggers are increasingly turning to a photo of Brown clad in a Nike Air jersey and throwing a gang sign as a way to sensationalize the shooting while inferring that the young man might be a gangbanger. Just how about before any media outlet does any type of character assassination, we decide to figure out what the facts are to the story and then move forward that way. It's incredible how the narrative changes based on where you're getting your news.
You got to justify the state action. If the cops shot him and the government shot him, they must be right by definition. He had it coming. Well, look at that. We found one picture where he's got questionable fingers.
And it's always a little interesting that it's usually the individuals who are in favor of small government, the ones that want to privatize everything, including our police force, because they think that it's ineffective and it's usually inefficient. And then they'll turn around and say the cops did the right thing in this case.
In every case,
whenever it comes to cops shooting minorities and using excessive force. Anyway, in regard to this story, a number of African Americans living in Missouri decided to use the hashtag on Twitter, "If I Were Gunned Down," to kind of indicate what type of images people or media outlets would use of them if they were gunned down by police officials. And I think it's really interesting because they'll show you the contrast. They'll show you an innocent-looking picture and then a picture where they're supposedly more intimidating. So there's one person, obviously right there on the left-hand side, he looks intimidating. On the right hand
side. No, he doesn't. But I know. But it's gang signs. He's a gangbanger.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We don't think he looks intimidating, but people would somehow twist it to make it seem like they're bad. By the way, I've taken pictures like this all the time. Pictures where I'm holding liquor and I'm acting wacky and crazy or whatever. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be a dangerous person, but no one's going to perceive me to be a dangerous person because I'm like a petite white girl. You know what I mean? But if someone else does it, if a minority does it, oh, well, they must be gangbangers. There's another example right there.
By the way, you know who has a lot of pictures with weapons? White folks that are in the NRA, right? Conservatives who never get called thugs, but pose with the most deadly weapons all the time. But somebody holding up a couple of fingers in the wrong way, nope, that's a gang thug, gangbanger. That's perfect, right?
I love that.
If they see him in the military uniform, that's one of the good ones. Good, yeah. Oh my God, the finger in the wrong way. So it's all in how you interpret things, isn't it? So think about your interpretation the next time.